What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by My Music. Since we don't do any sponsorships here, I'll go ahead and shill My Music, which is available anywhere you stream your music. So check it out. Let me know what you think. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let's talk about Eleanor Bravefoot, which is the legendary of the upcoming Hall of Legends promo. There is also a rare card, but I want to focus on this because there was a recent change, and I'm going to read this to you. It won't be on screen, but there was a recent change that was posted a couple of days ago about the Blasphemy of Ul ability, and it's no longer going to be permanently gain +1 range power for each allied 0 mana card from the Chaos Legion set, which was only the Fiends. It's going to say permanently gain +1 ranged power for each allied card named Fiend. So this is going to apply to, of course, the current 0 mana Fiends, but also any future cards that could be named Fiend. So I like the fact that they're leaving this open because here's the thing. I like the fact that either they leave it open like that, or if they were to do it where it would be backdated to anything that's 0 mana, right? But if they're going to do Fiend, that leaves a lot more flexibility. They can add things in the future. And this is a 0 mana neutral card. So here's the thing. Does that add a lot more value to Eleanor Bravefoot? I think slightly, because let's be real about it. The main draw for this card is the fact that it is like Chicken 2.0, right? If you're going to be getting this, the fact that you get Weary, right, at level 1, you don't even get Blasphemy of Ul until level 2. So you need 3 BCX of this card. But the true value, in my opinion, right, lies in at least, or like 90% of the value lies in getting it at least level 1 BCX. Because just like Chicken, having a 1 or 0 mana card, neutral card, so that can be used anytime, anywhere, that can essentially just take a hit, is exactly what made Chicken such a big part of the meta, and what's made all of the Fiends such a big part of the meta as well. But now you're going to have this card, which is a promo card, so people are going to get an advantage in terms of the reward. So there's an incentive to use it there. Well, that's more of a periphery. But in terms of like the game meta itself, it's neutral. It's 0 mana. Oh, and it can potentially attack, right? So the amount that it attacks isn't really the driving factor. Yeah, sure, you can throw a couple of other Fiends in there, but there's like from the get-go, there's like a 90% chance it won't even hit or even attack on the first turn, right? And that percentage just goes down over the rest of the game. So it really is just there to be a meat shield in some way. It's meant to take a hit, or just provide some other I guess cannon fodder, whatever you want to call it. Now, at the highest levels, though, you do get something that benefits the entire group, which is Strengthen. And so, if you're doing a regular 6-unit team, that increases your lifespan by 5 HP across all the different units, or actually 6 HP, including her. So between 1 BCX and 11 BCX, which is maxed, I mean, yeah, I don't know that this changes too much, right? But here's probably why I'm most excited about this card, and why I'm most excited about this ability, because it opens the door for way more synergies in the future. So while this card and this ability specifically may not be exciting, what is exciting is if they're able to do this, if they're able to code this into the game in a way where it's like, hey, if a card is named X, Y, and Z, like, you get a benefit, right? Or if a card is named blah, 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 you get a benefit. It would be really awesome in the future if they were to put out another card or another ability that said something like, hey, if you're using a promo card, right, you can get X, Y, and Z benefit, or increase the attack. Or let's say if you pair this card with Dr. Blight, right, one of my favorites, or maybe that would only be for like Wild. But either way, if you pair it with Dr. Blight, like he's a champion of Dr. Blight, would be the thing, and everybody gets swiftness, right? Something like that, where all of a sudden now the synergies between cards become even more specific. And I'm doing stuff that's probably way too specific, right? But it's just like, imagine if it's like, this unit gets some kind of buff for every friendly unit on the team that is ranged, right? That type of thing is where I think the game could start to expand to. So while this specific, ability, Blasphemy of Ul, is cool, right? It's not, I'd actually like to see it in other areas in which it's attached to a card that can probably do more damage, right? At this point, I'm not playing Eleanor Braithwaite because she's going to win me a game, right? I'm playing her because she's gonna take a hit for somebody that I don't want to take a hit right away, or maybe the Strengthen is going to come in handy, or I just have the extra space and 0 mana cards are awesome. But either way, like the ability at this point, it changing isn't necessarily exciting for this card, but it does set a broader precedent, which I think is exciting for the game meta. And I'm curious to see if when we get to either a mini set or the next core set, if we're going to start seeing more specific type of abilities that create synergies with certain cards, right? And again, it could be something as specific as like, if you pair this with Dr. Blight or with a promo card, it gets X, Y, and Z, or it could be something as broad as if your team has this many, magic dealer or magic damage, right? Or if your team has a flying unit, right? We actually already saw that. I forgot the name of the card, but we already started to see really cool abilities with the Dragon Epic Soulbound reward card currently, right? The Rebellion Soulbound reward card, where it attacks flying cards first, and it does extra damage to flying cards, right? I think Wing Break is the name of the ability. I forgot the name of the unit itself. But I'm excited to see more of that, right? More different types of specific abilities that focus in. And while, there's no synergy on that one, I'm excited to see more things that could be specific and synergistic, right? So, all right, now I'm just throwing out too much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know also, are you planning on grabbing 1 or 3 or 11 BCX of this card? I'm curious to know. The sale at the time of me recording this, the sale is going to begin in a couple of hours. So, we'll wait and see. But I'm just curious to know what the appetite is for whenever people end up watching this. But that's all I got. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.